Good evening, afternoon, morning, race fans. Welcome to Texas Motor Speedway, the Coca-Cola 248 laps coming up here very soon. 248 laps, 372 miles, and a very mixed up 30-car field for tonight's race. We come off of a race at Mexico City that was outstanding, as much as it was chaotic. Do we see the same thing today? That's the magical question. Based off of qualifying results, very likely, Elise Alexander, pole position for the first time in her career. Second generation driver leads an all Alpine 1, 2, 3, 4. It's Alexander and the returning Alicia Kovalkiewicz, who had a phenomenal debut or phenomenal return last time out last week at Mexico City. Row 2, Matthias Michelin and Keisha Fox, some of their best qualifying positions of the season, giving Alpine its 1, 2, 3, 4 run so far. There's more Alpines in row number 3. It's Amanda Leroux in 5th place for the Red Bull Highlight Racing Chevrolet. But then you have Natalia Kurichenko in the 3rd Striker Motorsports Alpine. Striker Motorsports fantastic in qualifying here. Remember, this is the place that Kurichenko got her first win in Champ Car competition back in 2020. Row 4 is Kuni Kinoshita, the defending world champion, and Astrid Crane, Artyom Kozlov, and Nicole Luchte make up the top 10. Cameron Jackson and Sakura Ishibashi in the top 12. They're in row 6. The two rookies in row 7, Maria Damata and Natalia Velicevic, both of them for Atomic Autosport. Andrew Draco and Esther Hofson, all for Dragon Motorsports in row 8. Row 9, BK Glover, home race for him, as well as the returning Mia Vitsut, who lit a lot of attention at Motegi. Wyatt Jones and Asada Kito in row 10. Evangeline Porter and David Wessel in row 11. Kamaya, Wojcik, Lucero, and Rogers round out the top 26. Von Cernan and Zoe Sharp in row 14. Last row of the grid, surprisingly, it is Valerie Fang starting from dead last in this field alongside Marcus Petrovic. Drivers who failed to qualify: Akira Sato, Fumiko Nakajima, Yuya Ishii, Katrina Ochoa, Felicia Zappa, Maria Chavez, and Kage Kobayashi. Wild stuff. The qualifying order all jumbled up. For the first time, it's not a Cat Devil racing car at the front of the field. The closest to the front of the field is Kinoshita in row 4. What does that mean for the rest of the field? I think we're going to find out that question pretty quickly as we get ready to go here for a phenomenal time. Again, 30 cars in this field, similar to how it was at Motegi. You'll see the same thing next time out at Nashville as well. And then we'll go back down to 26 cars for the race at Richmond after that. So, 2 more chances for drivers to jump into the field. Zoe Sharp making her first appearance. Her warm-up before the Indy 500 is here at Texas. A lot of drivers looking at that as an opportunity to warm up. You'll see some more drivers come in at Nashville in a week's time. Cherokee GP, a team that's in the top 5 right now, looking phenomenal. Announced Julia Takani, a developmental driver, will be debuting next time out at Nashville. The number 69 Cherokee GP machine will be piloted by the former Atlantic Championship driver. So we'll see what Takani can do when we get to Nashville. But you'll see a lot more faces sort of emerge to get some warm-up in these cars before things get super serious. The road to the Indianapolis 500 runs through here. Waiting for the announcement to start engines that'll be coming.
Start your engines!
Right on cue. Again, it's Alexander and Kovalkiewicz at the front of the field. "30 cars in this race. We're going to find out who's got it here at Texas. This has always been a phenomenal race, and it shouldn't be any different here tonight. Oh, trouble for Kenosha. The defending world champion. Gonna have to come down pit lane for some sort of technical failure. And Cat Devil Racing's bad weekend has already gotten off to a bad start. So Kenosha will come down pit lane. And that will put both, two of the 4 Cat Devil Racing cars on the back foot. And the green flag flies. We're racing at Texas. Alexander leads. Michelin into Petrobras, number 60. Moves up to second. How well do teammates work together here early on? Fresh tires means a lot of grip in those Firestone tires. Alexander and Michelin side by side, teammates for Striker Motorsports. Alpine in a lot of trouble as it was announced that Cherokee GP would be leaving Alpine at the end of the year to move to a new engine manufacturer. What engine manufacturer where they will move to, they did not announce. But it leaves Vanter and Striker, who now have the front of the field. Oh, and trouble behind! Huge trouble. Quito. Believe that might be the 3 of Kozlov. There is the 13 of Velisevich. Cautions out for the first time. And that is the 2 of Thomas Rogers. Caution comes out for the first time tonight. There's Kozlov in the 3, the Airbus colors. So it was Thomas Rogers there. So several cars involved, a lot of damage to the front wing of that 2 car. Kenosha got bailed out by that. All still 1 lap down. Milicevich's race effectively over as the race leaders come on down. And this could be a race ender, and it is a race ender for... And you're going to find out why very quickly here. Oh, between Hobson and Velisevich, who tags the wall. Beatsuit's in the middle of it as well. David Wessel gets a piece of it. Zoe Sharp does as well. There's a lot of aggression in the back of the field. Everyone trying to make up spots. And now a lot of cars that can't afford to already be wounded here. Struggling early on. There's Quito coming down pit lane. A lot of cars going through their service. Car that stayed out, Valerie Fang. Started last in this race. Had to make a gut check call. And that gut check call is to move forward by not pitting here. So Valerie Fang will take the lead of the race ahead of Andrew Draco in the 20, filling in for Shufan Zhang. So Draco second place, third place. Believe that's one of the Cherokee GP machines. I'm sure that is Kovalkevich in third, who came out of pit lane. Michelin there. Both Cherokee GP cars running Aerosaka colors tonight. There's Keisha Fox in the red 62. So both those cars sitting in the top 10 right now. So under caution for the first time tonight behind the Chevy Camaro pace car. It's not been all that straightforward there for the race leader now, Valerie Fang. Again, last place in qualifying, an abysmal effort by Valerie Fang. A very low moment for the Cat Devil Racing squad. The championship leader won the first two races. Well, won the last two races, I should say. Nicole Lecter won the first race at Phillip Island. Cuny Kenosha turned around and won Motegi, and then won Mexico City. But that's not going to happen here tonight with how things are looking. Kenosha just trapped one lap down. Valerie Fang had to not pit to get the track position that she wanted to there. Everyone else came down pit lane. It is Fang, Draco, Kovalkiewicz, Michelin, Kozlov, Keisha Fox, BK Glover, the pole sitter Elise Alexander, the 14 of Maria Damata, and the 77 Nicole of Simona Leroux in the top 10. One car out of this race, the 13 of Natalia Velicevic, her race over after 2 laps. Marcus Petrovic, 2 laps down, involved in that incident. Cuny Kenosha had a technical problem early on, and 1 lap down. Keisha Fox will be leading the field to green. The lights out on that Chevy Camaro pace car. 29 cars still running, 27 on the lead lap. Valerie Fang still looking to become the 85th winner in the IndyCar World Championship. Andrew Draco looking for a return to the victory circle, as well as Kovalkiewicz, Michelin, Kozlov, Fox, and Glover. Cat Devil Racing's success now lays on the shoulders of the 16 car. Green flag back in the air, and we're underway once again. Going for the lead immediately, Andrew Draco. His first oval race back. Looking like he has not missed a beat. To the front of the field, Andrew Draco goes. Almost 3 wide, further behind. Car's wounded. Sitting a little further back. That was Kurachenko that was being pushed backwards. There's Kenosha, a lap down. There's Zoe Sharp and Asada Quito in trouble. And there is Marcus Petrovic already well off the pace from the race leaders. He's actually already almost a lap down here. This could be a serious concern here for Petrovic. He's being caught up quickly going to the trial, but this is going to be close. Everyone stacks up. A lot of people stacked up, and it checked up Esther Hobson big time. And you see the gaggle of cars. Everyone trying to recover here. That is 3 wide in multiple rows. Just everyone got stacked up behind Petrovic. Everyone's still behind Petrovic here. Petrovic just in the way. Everyone caught up to Petrovic at the worst possible time. He is thinning up the field. But there's going to be a lot of ire there towards that 21 camp. And everyone's going to get around Petrovich here. Porter and I believe that was Lecty that lost the most time. Still wounded. Zoe Sharp and Asada from that first accident of the race. Front of the field. Alpines and Toyotas lead the way. Glover to the front of the field. Glover leads over Fox and Alexander by now over a second. Then you have Artyom Kozlov, Andrew Draco. There's Wyatt Jones. Having a far better oval race so far than he did at Motegi a few weeks ago. Don't forget, there's Cameron Jackson. There's Anastasius von Sonen. And Valerie Fang, feeling the weight of the slightly older tires, cannot get to the bottom of the racetrack at the moment and is falling backwards. This is Bianca Lachero. The 88 going side by side and wheel to wheel. They make contact. Lachero and Valerie Fang as they both dispatch Maria Damata. It is a gaggle of cars behind the top five. Draco drops back there. The black and white number 20 machine. Driving back a little bit there. Bianca Lachero and the white Motorola scheme are filling in for Isabel Espinoza. Looking to have a good race. Did not have a fun time last time out of Mexico City. A team chalked up to a learning experience for the San Marinian. Charging forward, Rachel Wojcik. This is on the cusp of the top 10. Wyatt Jones side by side. Those two had a spar of words on social media early on. There's Kenosha, a lap down, but still putting the two rookies in their place, putting them in a 3-wide situation. Jones backed out of it. Smart oval IQ for Jones, realizing that he was in a not a tenable situation. But Cat Racing overall underperforming massively here. There's Mia Vitsu in the 15 struggling right now as well. Cat Racing off the pace completely at the moment. At the front of the field, it is Keisha Fox and BK Glover. And they've opened up a second now on Artyom Kozlov. 3 wide after that in this battle, as there's Petrovich again. Wounded slow car on the outside lane is checking up. That is Michelin, von Sonen, Esther Hofson, and I believe that is also Wojcik that got checked up there by the lap traffic. Wojcik, one of the first cars to get low, as well as Michelin. They're not going to waste their time trying to get around this 21 car. And for Petrovich, he is severely off pace, involved in that accident on lap 2. Here comes Vitsut and Porter, and von Sonen, as quickly as he went forward, is now backwards. There's Rogers, there's Wessel. Next up on the list to go a lap down is Zoe Sharp, the 2-time former world champion back in 2010 and 2011. Not having a great time on her return. Running a minimal schedule here in 2023. Race 1 of 5 for Zoe Sharp, not going well. Caution's out. Oh, and that is Petrovic out, and that was, I believe, Astrid Crane. And cars will avoid the pace car here. But trouble, and Michelin's in it as well. Petrovic severely damaged. What has happened to the 21 machine? We'll go back and follow, because Petrovic, we figured this was possibly going to happen. Very low on the pace, 187 miles an hour, while those around him, just for comparatively speaking, already getting past 200. Nothing Petrovic could do there. You see the damage to the front of that car already. What happens to the Serbian driver? It checks up there. Caution's already out, and it's already up ahead. Oh, goodness. That is Astrid Crane that got hit. What happens up ahead? Is this... Whoa, there's already cars in the grass. Wow, it's Jones and Crane. Jones and Astrid Crane. This is going to be something to dissect. Astrid Crane in the 80. Wyatt Jones in the 25. Wow, just got hooked there. Jones had a little bit more grip there, and then, oof, oh, a hard hit. Ishibashi involved in that. Wyatt Jones seems to get away with a little bit of it. Petrovic got a huge shot of that. So caution out here for an incident triggered by Wyatt Jones and Astrid Crane. How much damage does that 25 car have would be the next question there. Can't really get a good angle of it. Looks like a little bit of front wing damage there for Wyatt Jones. Astrid Crane took the hardest hits of anybody in that. Got hit twice. A severe hit to the outside wall. And then got hammered by Petrovic. Lights still out on the pace car. Some cars coming in for service. That is Kinoshita and Asada Kito coming down pit lane. They are not on the lead lap. Keisha Fox is the race leader here on lap 27 of 248. Trouble for BK Glover. A tire failure for BK Glover has sent one of the Texas natives out of this race. Glover was running in second place at the time of caution. Several cars out. Michelin, Crane, Petrovic, and Vilicevic all out of this race. And then Glover's going to join them here momentarily. He'll drop out of the top 20, and he'll end up being classified 26th. This race, kind of living up to the name. Everything's bigger in Texas, including the drama. 2 cautions in the first 27 laps. Has taken out 5 cars. '25 still rolling, 23 on the lead lap. Lights come out on the Chevy Camaro pace car. Fox, Kozlov, Jackson, Lucero, Damata, Valerie Fang, Draco, Lechty, Alexander, and Kamaya, your top 10. Kovalkiewicz, Kurachenko, Hofson, Wojcik, Leroux, Von Sonen, Porter, Rogers, Vitsut, and Wessel, top 20. Looking down the rest of the order here, you've got Ishibashi, who's going to be wounded in 21st. Zoe Sharp also wounded in 22nd. Wyatt Jones in 23rd. 24th will be Asada Kito. 25th will be CUNY Kinoshita. Both of the last 2 cars there, Kito and Kinoshita, 1 lap down. Everyone getting ready to go. Oh, trouble for Fox. Fox just indicated she's going down to pit lane. So trouble for Keisha Fox. The 62 car will hand over the race lead to Artyom Kozlov. And Alpine's race slowly falling apart. Green flag in the air. It's Kozlov that leads us to green. Kozlov, Jackson, Lucero, top three. Moving to the inside, Alexander over Lechty. Alexander showing some pace in the number 11 car tonight. 3 wide, Lechty, Kovalkiewicz, Kurichenko. And Lechty will lose the most spots out of that. Very slow restart there. Cameron Jackson leads at home. Lap 30 underway, and you see already a breakup in where the cars are located at. You got cars on lead lap, and then you got cars that are not 100% right now. Keisha Fox on pit lane, going a lap down. May go down more than 1 lap here. Maria Damata looking for first time laps led. Does she get it? Yes, she does. First lap led for Maria Damata. Valerie Fang takes the race lead. Does she hold it out at 3 and 4? There comes Keisha Fox out of pit lane. And that is scary. That checks up most of the field right there again in front of Wojcik. Wojcik's got to be frustrated. A little bit further behind, there's the other Cherokee GP car of Kovalkiewicz. Luckily, I don't think they've lost enough time to lose the lead group. But that's a setback that they did not need early. It spread this field out just a little bit more. Going into this race, Kurichenko led that last lap. Bianca Lucero in her first double start wants to lead a lap here. Obsidian Racing Team need all the good momentum they can get. Lucero trying to bring it. Lucero leads a lap. First lap led for a San Marinian in the IndyCar World Championship. Valerie Fang from last to first challenge. Last time a driver won from last place, it was Thomas Rogers in Kentucky, 2016. Been over 6 years since someone won from last place. There were 28 cars in that race. There was 30 today. Fang continues to lead. Alexander looking for a first win. Both these drivers looking for their first career wins in contract years. How important is that momentum? Especially going towards the 500 here in May. Alexander leads the lap. Inside lane has 4 cars in it right now, battling for the race lead. It's Alexander. Then you have Artyom Kozlov, Cameron Jackson, and Shinichi Kamaya. More cars jumping in line. That was another Russian driver in Natalia Kurichenko, that Alienware, number 84, and Maria Damata, the Ipiranga, number 14. Alexander led that lap as well, but will not lead this lap. It's a matter of if Artyom Kozlov will have a chance to lead as well. Trouble early on has really broken up this field. Betting odds had Kenosha as the favorite. Kenosha pinned 1 lap down after having an issue on the formation lap. Has now been able to get that lap back. Only 1 Cat Double Racing car in contention right now. It's Valerie Fang, but Valerie Fang's dropping out of the top 10. Cameron Jackson to the point. Everyone trying to make the most of these fresh tires while they've got them. These tires will fall off massively over a 65 to 70 lap run, which is what they're expecting the fuel tank to go to. And this is an extra long race here. 600 kilometers, 372 miles, an extra 48 laps in this race. Kurchenko leads Zamata and Kozlov. Lower for the back. You've got a cluster of cars, though, this time. Kito, Wyatt Jones, Ishibashi, and Zoe Sharp. You have a 2-time IndyCar World Champion, a 3-time NAMRA Cup Series Champion, a GP1 Drivers Champion, and an Endurance World Champion. All in this cluster, a very accomplished group that are wounded and trying to make the most of the situation. They are not a lap down yet, aside from Asada Kito, and they're trying to keep it that way, although the gap right now is closing with the race leaders continuing their pace. Kozlov leads. Keisha Fox, more than one lap down, helping her teammate get to the front. That's Kovalkiewicz in the 96 car. And you're seeing some drivers use the outside a little bit more liberally there. Kovalkiewicz used the outside lane to try to chase down Kozlov. It's Toyota, Alpine, Chevrolet, 1, 2, 3. That is the 77 of Simona Leroux, sitting in third. Nicole Lecter won this race last year. Would love to win it again. Won the season opener at Phillip Island. Would love to join Kenosha as a 2000 race winner. Would love to take back the points lead. There's Esther Hobson and Cameron Jackson, teammates for Dragon Motorsports. A little further down this order here. Valerie Fang, Maria Damata battling side by side. A little further back is Andrew Draco. So all three Dragon cars in this lead group at the moment. Andrew Draco, the highest starting of the three. Kovalkiewicz led that last lap, but now it's Leroux at the front of the field. Both of the Red Bull Hella Racing cars at the front of the field in identical cars. So bear with us if we misidentify one. But Leroux leads over what will be Lecter and Kovalkiewicz and Jackson. Things are settling down just a little bit here at Texas Motor Speedway. The Coca-Cola 300 being aired here. Cameron Jackson would like to get back to the front in his home race. Has never won here at Texas. Leroux still leads. Lecter cannot manage to get back down to the bottom lane. Will start being passed by a bunch of cars here. There's the 76 of Von Sonnen. Remember Von Sonnen's rookie season. Really lit the world on fire in his first race, the Indianapolis 500 in 2021. Really back in 2020, actually. And then podium Pocono that year. Last couple years have not been kind to Kuni Fashida. That team trying to rebound here, and what a rebound it would be if they can get a good result here at Texas as cars begin to go a lap down. There is Kito and Ishibashi, I should say, now in the path of the race leaders, and this will be interesting. This checks up the entire lead line. They'll get to the inside lane, but it will check up Lecter. Starting lap 50. For some drivers, it's already a long race. Already seeing multiple lines being used here. That is Leroux drifting out wide. Esther Hobson trying to get to the front of the field. And Jackson's going to have the same problem. There's Porter and Von Sonnen making their way forward. Seeing a little bit more traffic management coming into play. There's Wyatt Jones and Zoe Sharp. About to go a lap down. Esther Hobson gets to the inside. Wyatt Jones gives space. LaRoe following suit. Von Sonnen gonna try to do the same. We'll do the same here. It's everyone following Esther Hobson through some of the lap traffic. Zoe Sharp, you see the damage still in the front of that car. Now Zoe Sharp goes a lap down. Wyatt Jones was hoping that some draft would help that car out a lot, but it has not. That car just went straight to the outside lane as Zoe Sharp came down pit lane. That made things a little tight and narrow. Side by side, Kozlov and Porter. There's Kamaya with a good run so far as well. This is the upside down race if we've ever seen it. Running a little bit further back. And that held up really massively. That held up Kovalkiewicz, D'Amata, and Jackson. But Wyatt Jones stay on the outside lane. It's hard to make moves when the inside lane's already as crowded as it is. Cameron Jackson will move to the inside, but will be back in the very back of this tail end group here. Moving their way forward. Hobson leads over LaRoe and Von Sonnen, who sit side by side. Esther Hobson has not won in over a year. Front of the field is Esther Hobson. Artyom Kozlov looking for a race win. Sitting in second place, Evangeline Porter sitting in third. Looking up above at Texas Motor Speedway. There's Artyom Kozlov going to the race lead. The Russian ace moves forward and leads the 57th lap. Kozlov leads, Porter and now Kamaya top three, as things are beginning to thin out a little bit as these tires begin to wear. Very critical stuff right now. These tires beginning to wear. It's going to thin out this field a little bit. Lap traffic will help and do its thing as well. But lap traffic has been the perfect remedy for this so far. There is Thomas Rogers, who is not on the lead lap. Sort of mingling it in right now. I believe his car is okay. I believe. Actually, no, it's not. You see the damage in the front of that car. Everyone trying to get around him. Rogers being passed here. You can imagine the radio transactions here going back and forth are they're a treat to behold if you have scanners here at Texas Motor Speedway. Evangeline Porter leads the way ahead of Shinichi Kamaya and Artyom Kozlov. There's Esther Hofson. This is a very mixed match, top 10. Porter, Kamaya, Kozlov, Hofson. You have the 76 of Anson and the 77 of Leroux. Bianca Lucero in her first oval start in this series. Elise Alexander, Valerie Fang, and Natalia Kurachenko at the end of the top 10. This is a very mixed match, top 10 here at Texas Motor Speedway, and it's going to get a lot weirder as this race goes on. Porter leads for Chevrolet, then Napera Honda's behind, then a Toyota in fourth. This is a trip right now. Porter continues to lead the way for Atomic Autosport. 3 cars for that team started this race. 1 car already out in Vilicevic. 2 cars still running with Porter in the lead and Maria Damata further back in this field. Shinichi Kamaya looking for a solid result, trying to save his ride for next season. Speedway Motorsports have struggled with qualifying all season long so far. Akira Sato not hitting well in the pre-qualifying averages, and is not in this race either. Hofson in third, but losing ground and holding up Kozlov and Leroux. Lucero sitting there in the 6th spot, filling in for Isabel Espinoza. Elise Alexander sitting there as well. There's Nicole Lecty moving back to the top 10 ahead of Natalia Kurachenko. And there's Maria Damata. Side by side for 11th place, Jackson and Von Sonen. Rachel Wojcik making her way to the inside of the Austrian driver. There's Kovalkiewicz as well as Andrew Draco. There's Valerie Fang and Mia Vitsu. All at the back of this field right now. Cat Double Racing are on the back foot massively right now. Really, the Cat Double Racing and Team Impulse, the 2 major teams in this series right now, both on the back foot. You have Artyom Kozlov in 3rd place at the moment. But Kozlov does not seem to have any pace right now in that 3 car to really seriously contend and hold on to a race lead here. Porter showing a lot of pace so far. Kamaya showing a lot of pace in draft. But how well can these drivers lead right now? Right now they're relying on Porter to lead the way because there isn't a solid front runner now. Kenosha suffering a mechanical issue. That mechanical issue, from what we gathered, not completely solved. Ishibashi is wounded. The Alpines have imploded. And here comes Kamaya to the race lead as lap traffic up ahead. Kozlov used Kamaya as a pick to get ahead of Evangeline Porter. Kamaya led that lap, but it will be Artyom Kozlov that moves into the race lead. This is once again Kito and Ishibashi that the leaders are coming up to here. And they're going to need Kito to move out of the way here quickly. This will not be the case. Kito going to be a little more difficult. We'll check up Kozlov. There's Lucero in the 88 machine moving to 2nd place. Porter not in the right lane for this so far. Believe that is Lecty that moves forward. As now the lap traffic's going to battle each other and hold up the entire rest of the top 10 here. Porter will slowly get around Ishibashi there with help with Alexander and Hofson. Leroux, Damata in the top 10. Things slowly filtering their way through here. Long race finishing lap 73 of 248. Kozlov leads Lucero and Kamaya as lap traffic gets past here. There's Kamaya in third, Lucero in second. Kozlov now comfortably in the race lead, but for how long as we approach lap 75? Kozlov leads here. Lucero getting closer though. Lucero's going to make a move for the race lead. The San Marinian rookie for Obsidian Racing Team put a significant gap on Kozlov, and Kamaya will lead this race to complete lap 76, with Wyatt Jones coming up to go a second lap down. A miserable start for Wyatt Jones here. He's going to go a second lap down. A race to forget so far, with Nashville coming up ahead. Try to put this in the rearview mirror quickly. Wyatt Jones will go a second lap down. We'll do a kind of an update here on the standings after 7 laps. Lucero leads Kozlov and Kamaya. But further on down the order, we have 18 cars on the lead lap. David Wessel about to go a lap down here to give us 17 cars on the lead lap, but all 17 cars outside of David Wessel are in this lead line. Wessel will go a lap down. He'll join Kenosha and Thomas Rogers in that effort. 2 laps down for Keisha Fox and Sakura Ishibashi. 3 laps down for the 86 of Asada Kito. 87 laps down for Zoe Sharp, who came down for extended repairs. We saw that car wounded early on when it went a lap down to begin with. 30 cars in this field so far. And again, it's a struggle for some of the wounded cars with so much racing left in this event. Kozlov back to the point as Lucero will drop out of the top 3. Elise Alexander in third place. The pole sitter, showing that there is legitimate pace in the Striker Motorsports cars. Even though one car out of this race, Mateus Michelin, did not get to pass lap 30. I believe David Wessel up next to go a lap down, is not far ahead. There he is. The 50 car trying to hold on to the lead lap. Did a triumphant job with a wounded car. But we'll go a lap down here in just a couple laps as Kozlov and company make their way forward. Pit stops here will come at about lap 95 to lap 100. So pit stops will be coming here shortly. You'll see that as drivers come down pit lane. These tires have begun to wear. Alexander ran wide. That gives room for Nicole Lechty to move forward. Chevrolet and Toyota looking strong right now, and Alpine has that pace. But again, mechanical issues have forced that entire camp into a bit of disarray. Lucero, then Kamaya, there's Porter, Damata, and then there's Kurachenko getting around Simona LaRoe for 10th, 11th place. You'll see Cameron Jackson, 12th place. Alicia Kovalkiewicz started this race on the front row. Still in it right now, but struggling to find that magic code right now to make that car tick a little bit better. Rachel Wojcik in the 72 car sits outside the top 10, I believe in 13th position. That would be correct. 13th position ahead of Anastasia von Sonen and ahead of both of the active and healthy Cat Dove Racing Cars and Valerie Fang and Mia Vitsu. Valerie Fang should be one of the first cars to come down pit lane. When that happens, Wyatt Jones trying to hold on to the draft the best that he can right now. Zoe Sharp still on pit lane. There's Draco, who's lost the draft, as well as Keisha Fox. Traffic has not treated them well at all at the moment. Here comes Arden Kozlov to attack David Wessel to put him a lap down. Again, pit stops happening here in the next 10 to 15 laps. Kozlov trying to push to get around Wessel. Really trying to break away from the lead group here. Wessel's going to give a little bit of trouble there to Kozlov. Trying to stay on the lead lap in hopes that a caution comes out at some point. It's going to be a very interesting race and strategy, and giving us a really good preview for how things are going to go at Nashville in a week's time. The same aero kit's going to be used at that 1.3 mile oval in Lebanon, Tennessee. Kozlov finally looking to the inside of Wessel to make that pass happen. While it's a battle for second place also raging on, that is Lechty getting around Alexander. Then you see that's Andrew Draco. I think Draco may have pit early. Oh, Draco did pit early. Undercut for Andrew Draco. Kozlov went through. Andrew Draco undercutting the field. Forced Kozlov wide as well. Kozlov was not ready for it. Draco with what could be a brilliant strategy. Just put a gap on the race leader. And there's Kenosha coming up pit lane as well, so pit stops have opened for some. It's a matter of when, and you see the tire wear beginning to pull cars wider here out of the exit of turn 2. So this car is definitely getting tired on the right front. Of course, drivers have the ability to use weight jacker and anti-roll bars in this car to try to adjust this car a little bit. But those only help so much when you're fighting tires that are approaching 70 laps old. Obviously, this field is going to try to go on the fuel mileage strategy. Draco with a different strategy based on the undercut idea to see if that works, see if that develops and gets that 20 cruise sometime. Part of the reason why Dragon Motorsports relied on Andrew Draco's veteran experience when they called on him to replace Yifan Zhang was calls like that. Call inaudible. A little bit of traffic all the way through here as Kenosha tries to make her way through. But still some battling here. Dirty air are going to play a factor in this. So you look a little bit further throughout the field here. Cars coming out of pit lane. Bianca Lucero. Draco will get around Lucero pretty easily. Good start there. Lucero was in the top 10 conversation. Kozlov's come down pit lane. It's handled the lead over to Esther Hofson. pit lane officially open. We said between lap 95 and lap 100 was when pit lane would be fully open. And this is what it looks like here. And cars coming down out of 4. Wojcik will lead a lap. See all the cars on pit lane there. There's Wojcik that'll lead a lap. We'll score a bonus point for leading a lap here. But that does leave the 72 stranded here when Wojcik eventually makes her stop. And that stop's going to be coming now. Andrew Draco, does he inherit the race lead? That's the big question because they left him unchecked for several laps. I'm assuming where Lucero is compared to him, I'm assuming possibly not. Empty warm-up lane there. Did Draco undercut enough to get the race lead? That is an interesting question. Because right now it's possible. Lucero's right there. Couple of fresh tires. It will be Draco and Lucero on their own. Wow. Undercut with an absolute magisterial performance. Lucero got it, I think, a little bit better, though. He used a little bit of draft there, but came in a couple laps later on that situation. But that is phenomenal stuff. They have completely cleared Kozlov, who's got a caution coming out. Caution is out. Who is it for? It is for Wojcik, who's spun. Wojcik spun around. Caution's out. For the 3rd time tonight. And there was troubles further on. Cameron Jackson in trouble. And was that Valerie Fang? It was Valerie Fang with damage to that left side. What happened in this? Oh, this is Wojcik coming up on track. Oh, and she just gets run over by Valerie Fang, and into the fencing goes Wojcik. And how that wasn't a more violent crash is beyond me. Oh, and then Fang. Did Fang go into Cameron Jackson too? That looks like that might have been the case. Oh, Valerie Fang did take 2 for 1. Tried to come down and came down right in front of Cameron Jackson and sent Jackson into the outside wall. Wow. Not a good run for Cat Devil Racing. Another problem for Valerie Fang. Wow. And Valerie Fang's race is over. Caution for the 3rd time tonight for an incident that's taken out more cars. Wojcik is out. Valerie Fang is out. And it would be hard to believe that Cameron Jackson isn't also out of this race. Cameron Jackson in pit lane will end up also being out of this race. Actually, no, Cameron Jackson, you saw they just replaced the side pod. On that right side, they're going to try to keep that car back out because the extra points matter. On lap 100. Everyone coming back down for service, topping off with fuel. It's Artyom Kozlov back at the front of the field. 14 cars on the lead lap. End up being 23 cars still running. Third caution of the race, though. We got through a full green flag stint. So green flag pit stops there, and it was a masterclass in strategy by Draco and Lucero that came undone with that caution. They were the biggest losers in that because they had a massive advantage over the rest of the field. And now they've got to somehow master engineer that again. So Kozlov leads over Leroux, Alexander, Hobson, Porter, Damata, Kamaya, Kovacevic, Lucero, and Lechty. That's the top 10 under caution here. Von Sonen, the 15 of Mia Vitsut, the 84 of Natalya Kurachenko, and the 20 of Andrew Draco, the cars on the lead lap at the moment. Coming to 1 to go for our third restart of the night. Getting ready to come to the green flag for the third restart to kick off lap 103 of 248. We're close to the halfway point here at Texas Motor Speedway for the Coca-Cola 600. Kozlov leads. And we're underway. Fresh tires and a frantic restart. Frantic restart here. Fresh tires means that everyone's back up and grouped together. Hobson to the point. But it is all frenzy in the front. Out of 4, Hobson still holds on to the race lead. Right now they are wheel-to-wheel side-by-side behind Leroux as Kovacevic makes her way forward. Kovacevic makes her way forward. Lucero back to the top 5. 3 wide in the middle. I believe that was Artem Kozlov. I believe that was the Airbus number 3 machine. And it was. Dropping back here. Kenosha in the mix as well. Not on the lead lap by any stretch of the imagination, but mingling it up with this group. Again, fresh tires means that everyone's got a chance here early on. It's how you save these tires and how you strategize around a tire set that makes the difference here at Texas. And right now, we've seen a little bit from the hand of Lucero and Draco. They strategized that last into perfection, but a caution coming out for an incident involving Valerie Fang and Rachel Wojcik undid all of it. So now here we are. With Esterhofsen leading the way and Alicia Kovacevic applying pressure. Honda versus Alpine. We've seen this before. And Chevrolet's third and fourth. And 14 cars on the lead lap. And all of them in this pack. As well as Kenosha, who is trying to get a lap back here. Kenosha getting a lap back would be probably a disaster for some. Because if a caution comes out while the Kenosha's on the lead lap, then Kenosha, the biggest threat, the odds-on favorite entering this race, would be back in contention. So there's a lot of concerted effort right now to try to keep that 18 a lap down. But Kenosha charging to the front of the pack. This looked like the race where they could have stopped Ketova Racing pretty well in its tracks. Kenosha fighting hard. This would be a pretty spectacular win, even by Kenosha's own definition. She's gotten back on the lead lap by technicality. It's a matter of if she can stay there, because there's a lot of good cars still running. Kovacevic, one of them, and Kovacevic will take the fight to Kenosha, the defending world champion. The reigning champion will go back a lap down. In a concerted effort between Alpine running cars. Both Alpine teams still running in this race, keeping the world champion at bay. It's taken an entire engine platoon of Alpine cars to try to outsmart and outmuscle Cutie Kenosha, but it's worked. Cutie's not had much of an answer there, but there's Cameron Jackson, who will check this field up. And he will stay to the outside lane, and the leaders will go through. Kovacevic led that lap. Kurachenko will move to the front, though. And there's Von Sonnen and Porter. Back to the front as well. Do not forget about Draco and Lucero, who strategized their way forward to the front of the field. Now, Draco's at the front of the field on merit right now. Did not need to strategize to make up for lost time after traffic got in the way. Draco got in the right line early, and it's worked out. Lucero in danger, though. Draco in front of Kenosha. For the back. See that side-by-side battle at the fringe of the top 10. Von Sonnen dropping backwards. Draco side-by-side with Kenosha, pair of world champions. Running wheel to wheel. Maria Mata making her way for that 14 car, that blue and yellow Ipiranga machine, up to third. Kurachenko won this race. Her only race win came at this track almost 3 years ago. Speaking with Kurachenko has always said that she wished that that race win was on a different circumstance. That was the first race after the 2020 Indy 500 and the tragedy that came at that track, at that race. First race back, Kurchenko led a 1-2 for Circuit Motorsports, with Stephanie Porter Kelly finishing second in that race. Kicking off the season, Kurchenko spoke to me and said that with that being her only race win, she feels like she's not had a chance to get a win for herself. It's always been for someone else. So this fight a little bit more meaningful for Kurchenko right now. Lap traffic coming up ahead. That is Ishibashi, Tito, and Wyatt Jones. About to go another lap down. And for them, it's a nightmare. For the race leaders now, it's an even bigger nightmare. Which lane do you go? And Kurchenko's just going to force 3 wide. Gonna say, not her problem. Wyatt Jones, a lot more predictable in that manner. He'll go another lap down. Lap traffic all to the outside lane at the moment. Kenosha trying to get to the front of the field. No, she's faster than Kurchenko and Kamaya. Oh, cars! In trouble. That's Lucero in the wall. Up and over. Lucero, Jones, and Draco all involved. And Draco tagging Lucero's car for good measure. Wessel. And is that Fox or Kovacevic in trouble? That is Keisha Fox in trouble. Caution's up for the 4th time. Wessel in trouble, and his race is effectively over. Draco's gonna have some serious words. Keisha Fox in trouble, got turned by David Wessel. And Wyatt Jones' race mercifully is over. His radio's been on fire the entire race. Let's break down what happened. Wyatt Jones got cut up to entering turn 1. This is a lap before everything happened. And all the accident happens, I believe, in turns 1 and 2. Wyatt Jones on the outside lane. He's doing what he needs to do here. Following his instructions. Oh, and Keisha Fox. What happens with Lucero? Oh, Lucero just drives right back up the track. That's where Draco's revenge tap came from. So what happens to Keisha Fox? Oh, Wessel just runs in the back of her. Wow. So Fox and Lucero get together. Lucero, a very rookie mistake to drive that car right back to the middle of the pack. And that is a race over incident for several cars. A lot of cars on pit lane. Lucero on pit lane still. Jackson having a chance to come down pit lane. There's Thomas Rogers as well. And there's more teams now packing up and heading to Nashville. People are going to kind of blame Keisha Fox on that one. Lucero is the one that drove into the middle of the pack. Fox was clear of it. Lucero is the one that ended up hooking herself across the nose of Wyatt Jones. So we've crossed the halfway point. Lap 124 was the halfway point in this race, and we're down to less than 20 cars. So we'll have 16 cars running, 12 on the lead lap. Draco's out of this race. Wessel may end up out of this race. Bianca Lucero out. Keisha Fox is out, as well as Wyatt Jones. A lot of cars. And have to be repaired quickly for that turnaround to Tennessee. Lights out on the safety car for the fourth caution of the night. And it's Kurachenko out front. Very close. You see Kenosha, that red, black, and white Fujitsu car. That's how close the field were to letting Kenosha back on the lead lap and in contention for this race. Getting ready to go back to green. It's Kurachenko, Kamaya, Von Sonnen, top three. Green flag back in the air and away we go. Lap 129 underway. Lead pack battling it out here. Hobson, Kamaya, Damata. There's Kenosha trying to get back on the lead lap. That's going to be, again, keep an eye on that red number 18 machine. Trying to get back on the lead lap here. Although we are running out of cars to crash. Several cars out of this race. Kamaya leads. And you're seeing this is the most elite group that's left in this race. A little further back, there's Vietsuit behind. I believe that is Leroux. Alexander. Then you have Lechty and Porter. There's Kovalkiewicz. And several cars already separated by lap traffic. This is a very interesting top 10 situation here because there's a really good chance that we have a new winner in the series. Kamaya's never won. D'Amato's never won. D'Amato's a rookie. Obviously, you have Hobson and Kozlov who have won races. Von Sonen's never won. LaRose never won. Vietsuit's never won. A lot of opportunity here for a new winner at Texas. As is, at this point, tradition. They're all going to get around Kenosha here. Kenosha stuck to the far outside lane. Vietsuit keeping out on that 15 car. A lot of pace now in that 15 car to try to make her way forward. Single file, first 5 cars in this field. Nose to tail, Kamaya leads. Still goes down the back straightaway. Next pit stop, as we're expecting it, will be about lap 190. However, that is on assistance of another caution. They split David Wessel, and they're getting around Cameron Jackson now to put them another lap down. And this will let Esther Hobson spread her legs and get out to a lead. Battle in the top 5 right now. Kamaya still leads. A pair of pink cars follow suit with Hobson in that BWT car trying to stretch those legs out and run. Trying to get forward here. Kretchenko trying to get back to the front of the field. Again, looking for a first race win in almost 3 years. There's Simona Leroux looking for a first career win in the series. Kozlov looking for his second career win. Battle for the race lead continues to rage on. Again, not a whole lot of cars left in this race. You look down the order, technically 18 cars still running. It doesn't feel like it, but 18 cars still running in this race. 12 of them on the lead lap. Some cars have lost touch with the draft. 7 cars on the lead lap in this lead pack, excuse me. As cars get ready to go a lap down once more, looking in the forward, that is Kito and Ishibashi. Once again, they've just stayed out. They've stayed pretty predictable. And this time, Kito's going to be a bit of a problem. That'll let Artyom Kozlov through. Maria Damata goes through. Kenosha's going to go through as well. Very crucial there. Oh, almost contact. There was contact between Kamaya and Kurachenko. They both saved it, though. And they both make it through. Lap traffic will get out of the way here once they've gotten all clear. And everyone stays pretty much together. There's Vitsu making her way into the top 5 in 4th place. Damata getting passed by Kenosha. The row very aware of the situation, trying to put that 18 car back a lap down. Nothing not anybody can really do to stop this at the moment. Lecty not in this conversation right now definitely does not help. As Kenosha was looking to mostly just consolidate the race lead. Or the championship lead, excuse me. Kenosha now leads, and now there's a battle for second in this line for the race lead overall between Kamaya and Leroux. Kamaya gets through and will lead another lap. And next car coming up here, I believe, is Wessel. It is Wessel, who is severely off pace, 188 miles an hour compared to 210 by the leading pack. And they are going to get there in time to get to the inside lane. And again, Leroux in the wrong lane to be in. We'll get to the inside lane, maybe Wessel not being friendly. It'll check up Leroux, Kurachenko, and Vitsu. Line of 5 in this group. Porter, Lecty, Von Sonen, Kovalevich, and Alexander. He's the leading group right now. Maya in front. It's Kamaya. Then you have the 3 at Kozlov. Hobson and Damata, 3rd and 4th. Pretty spread out stuff so far, with less than 100 laps to go, coming to 92 laps to go. Catch up there to Cameron Jackson. And this will check up enough to let Kenosha back on the lead lap. This back and forth battle will be interesting to follow through, because Kenosha showing she's got race winning pace. Just not in an opportune position at the moment. Kenosha out front. Not on the lead lap at the moment, or not in this lead battle. Place leader is Artyom Kozlov, that silver and blue Airbus machine. Maria Damata sitting in second place. Not a bad run so far for the Brazilian rookie. And Damata's going to go for the race lead. The Atomic Autosport car moves to the front of the field. Damata leads here to kick off lap 160. Less than 100 laps to go. 89 laps to go. And Kozlov going to try to get back to the race lead. They'll trade this lead back and forth here a couple laps, it looks like. Hobson once in on the action. That pink number 28 machine. Still at arm's length from Shinichi Kamaya for Speed Demon Motorsports. 4 cars, 4 different teams, all in it. Panasonic Team Impulse, Dragon Motorsports, Speed Demon Motorsports, Atomic Autosport. All looking for a good points haul. So far, they're going to get it. Again, pit stops expected about lap 190, if not a little bit beforehand. And that should be the last pit stop of the race. So that's important. Kenosha ahead of Kozlov. And I think now Kenosha is beginning to stretch the gap a little bit. Kozlov and Kamaya continue to battle each other. And it's allowing Kenosha to stay ahead. I think they began to lose that fight, trying to keep the defending world champion a lap down. A lot of pressure to get that taken care of. Kamaya going to try to chase down the 18, but again, Kenosha at this point now is in a good spot, hoping for a caution. And there's enough cars to make it happen, enough cars off the lead lap to make it happen. Just hoping for one more lucky break. Looking at the fastest lap, it belongs to Lechero, who's out of this race. 24.719. Lechero, fastest lap. First time in her career. Obviously, a lot to talk about with that rookie mistake there that ended up taking her, Wyatt Jones, and Andrew Draco out of this race. Kenosha now controlling the pace of the leaders. Kamaya, I don't think he's complaining too often much about that right now, because the draft that he's getting from Kenosha is keeping Artyom Kozlov at bay. Maya's going to end up getting around Kenosha here, but a lot of lap traffic in front. That's David Wessel. If they're going to put 3 wide, Kenosha said, nah, Not gonna stick behind you too awful long there. But everyone's gonna get around him pretty easily there. Kamaya in the wrong lane, trying to get around Kamaya and Ishibashi, or trying to get around Kito and Ishibashi, excuse me. Kozlov to the inside lane. That inside lane gonna be where you want to go. Maybe. They're gridlocked again. Kito and Ishibashi have been battling all race long. But now they are jointly making life miserable for the leaders. They are locking up the entire front of the field. Obviously not teammates, so not a concerted effort to just block the track, but a smart strategy nonetheless. Insane stuff. Oh, contact! And that is trouble for Kurachenko. And Mia Vitsut, and there goes Elise Alexander in more trouble. There's Ishibashi and Von Sonnen, and that's the caution that driver's looking for. Kenosha still a lap down. And that is more of the captain of racing cars out, and that is Kovalevich done. Von Sonnen's race effectively over as well. Everyone trying to get around and navigate the... I think that is Von Sonnen. That is Von Sonnen that's still on the inside lane. That car is out of this race 100%. Trouble on the front straightaway again in the dog leg. And this happens early in the dog leg as well. And that is contact. And that is another rookie mistake. That's this time Mamiya Vitsut trying to get around, because there's Shinichi Kamaya, there's Natalia Kurachenko, Vitsut in the very bottom, Ishibashi in the very outside lane. And that's contact. Vitsut drifts up wide. Kamaya gets lucky with that. Alexander does not get so lucky. Von Sonnen, I think, clobbered Kovalevich to cause all of that, because Kovalevich was slowing down. Yeah, Kovalevich was slowing down for that. Von Sonnen didn't. See all the smoke. Yeah, Von Sonnen just follows through and just pushes Kovalevich through that. That's going to be race over for Kovalevich. And for Elise Alexander, the entire front row of this race, out of this one. Well and truly now. Lap cars will come down pit lane, led by Kenosha. Next caution of the night. This is definitely not like the race we've seen. A lot of accidents here. Getting a lot of cars out of this race. It's going to filter through here. Alexander's going to be out. There's Miyavitsu out. Kovalkiewicz is out. Von Sonnen is out. Ishibashi's out. And it does bring up the conversation, though, as the lights come on in the pace car. For those that have short memory, this race never ran its full distance last year. A significant crash at this very same track caused the race to be called off last year. And we're seeing something very similar happen this year. Not a lot of super serious, like, we're not seeing a lot of these season-ending crashes like what we saw last season. Just a lot of bad judgment calls. And right now, the best rookie is a rookie that's never even seen this track before. Rhea Damata sitting in second place. Trying her best to just keep her head down and avoid trouble, because a lot of the other rookies in this field are going to have a lot of answering to do. Zoe Sharp in pit lane still, probably for the best. Only one rookie left in this race, and that is that of Maria Damata, who's got a chance to win. Pace car pulls down pit lane, and we are underway. Coming to 70 laps to go next time by. As things currently sit, there's going to need to be a splash and dash on fuel to make it to the end. Hobson leads over Kamaya, Porter, and then you have Kozlov, the 78 of Lechty, Damata, Leroux, with Kurachenko involved in the last incident, not on pace anymore. Still trying to hold on to a top 10 finish potentially. And there's enough time left and a guaranteed pit stop left in this race that it just might happen. Side by side, Hobson and Porter at the front of the field. We're getting a lot of lead changes. If you're a numbers nerd, analytics always prove that races are good or bad, right? Porter led that lap. Kozlov now leads over Porter and Damata, who's got help from the 78 of Lechty. As they sail down into turn 1 and 2. Again, still a large anyone's game in this race. The only car one lap down is the AT&T of Kenosha, who has the pace to not be one lap down, just trying to get lucky enough to catch a caution at the right time. And I think Kenosha needs to rely a little bit more on long run pace to try to make this happen. Although Kenosha will make it 3 wide there and force Kozlov the long way around. Side by side at the front of the field, Damata and Kamaya. Kamaya led that lap. Hobson trying to go through. With Kenosha keeping her nose in the mix as well. And we'll kind of take some we'll take some outer shots here. Give you a perspective as to how empty this track is with so few cars left in it. Down the front straightaway, this is really the only major group of cars left. Hobson leads the Mata. Lap cars up ahead. That is Wessel and Jackson that they are coming up to, and they are 2 wide. This could end in tears. Porter to the front. The Mata led that last lap. And Porter stays to the inside lane, or tried to there. Kozlov got to the inside there and forced Porter up. And Kozlov shot the gap through the tri-oval to try to get some separation, but now both the Rebel Island racing cars have made their way through. Now teammates will battle side by side, Lecty and LaRoe. Lecty's already got a race win this season, would like 2. LaRoe would like her first career win in the series. Both them behind Artyom Kozlov. LaRoe wins out on that battle. Seven cars in this lead group, but 2 of those cars lost pace with the leaders. That's the Mata and Porter, both the Atomic cars still running, have lost track with the race leader. Kurachenko, one of the next cars to go a lap down. Looking forward side by side with the Sadakito. Kenosha leading the way. Hobson letting this happen. Surprised no one's used Kenosha to try to save some fuel. Save some fuel to make it to the end of the race without needing an extra pit stop. The window's close. Right now there's going to be a splash and dash at the end of the race. And no one's really saving a lot of fuel right now to try to make it without that stop. I think everyone's been too caught up in trying to lead this race, try to keep Kenosha a lap down. That's forcing everyone into an interesting strategy call here. We're approaching 50 laps to go, so we're going to take a second to step away. We're going to stay with ABN nonstop here at Texas for the Coca-Cola 600. Don't go anywhere, coverage continues here on ABN. Less than 50 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. The Coca-Cola 600 here at Texas Motor Speedway has been a frantic one. A lot of attrition has came through this race. Artem Kozlov leads over Nicole Lecty and Evangeline Porter, who have made their way back in to this top three after losing time to lap traffic. Center of your screen is the 18 of CUNY Kenosha, the current points leader and the defending world champion, trying to get a lap back. The strategy call right now is splash and dash, but win. When does that happen? And can anyone avoid it? So far, the answer right now is no, and nobody's really at a fuel-saving pace right now. Everyone's been so concerned about keeping the driver's side of your screen, that red car. Kenosha has been the center of attention by these teams. Everyone's trying to keep that 18 car off the lead lap. The caution comes out while Kenosha's in this position right now. Kenosha will be back on the lead lap and contending for a race win. And a lot of drivers right now trying to take it to the team that has lost 3 of its cars in this race. Vitsu, Ishibashi, and Feng all out. Kenosha had a mechanical problem on lap 1 that put that car a lap down, and that team's been fighting ever since to get back on the lead lap. It just hasn't been lucky with all the cautions and all the accidents to get there. Kozlov knows that importance to a dot and would like to keep the last car on that rival team a lap down. Team Impulse leads the way. The Osaka-based team looking for its first win in 2023. Six cautions highlight this race. A very poignant race so far. Multiple crashes have marred the day. As we look a little bit further forward in this field, there's Wessel, there's Kurachenko, there's Keto, all of them a lap down. Cameron Jackson a lap down as well. But those are all outliers to this lead group on lap 210. Hofson leads. Kenosha on the lead lap by technicality right now. Kozlov in second, Porter in third, D'Amata in fourth. The Atomic Autosport cars work together to get back on, not only back in this lead group, but in contention. They were on their own as a team just 20 laps ago, after lap traffic pushed them backwards. They worked their way back forward, and now they're battling for a podium. Teamwork makes the dream work here. 2 teams, all Chevrolet power in this group. Both the Rebel Highlight Racing cars in this field still, and 2 of the Atomic cars trying to take it forward. Hofson at the front. Porter taking on Kozlov with less than 40 laps to go. It has been a wild race so far. As laps continue to tick away. A little battle here side by side as Kenosha gets around. That is Hobson there, almost leading Kozlov through. Kenosha being a pick for whoever tries to lead this race. Kozlov gets it this time. And then Kenosha pulls away. Very interesting battle so far. Coming to about 30 laps to go in this race. Now looking at Kozlov. Kozlov not even top 3 at the moment, as the leaders have encountered lap traffic, and that's allowed Kenosha to get away. Oh, that could be problems if Kenosha continues to have space to get away. D'Amata gets through. Porter follows. Kenosha almost broke free on that. D'Amata, smart moving through this field, looking for a first race win. Porter not far behind, teammates first and second. As they battle behind for second place, D'Amata trying to follow the draft of Kenosha. We're entering the final stanza of this race. Less than 30 laps to go. And D'Amata really using that advantage pretty well. Keeping a decent, healthy gap to Hobson. Lap traffic coming up, though, may be a factor. D'Amata going for the lead to put Kenosha a lap down. D'Amata already's got the lead, but putting Kenosha a lap down will be very helpful as they approach lap traffic. And here comes pit stops. Here they come. Porter stays out an extra lap. They've pit early. They've pit early. Porter stayed out. Will that help? Porter to the inside of Quito. Does Porter come in this lap? She does. Went that extra lap. Cars in pit lane right now. That's 77 of Leroux. All on pit lane, and they're taking tires on their stop. They're taking tires on their stop. Not everyone did, though. D'Amata leaves. Side by side, Hobson and Kamaya. Porter in now. Oh, this is big. Porter leaves pit lane now. D'Amata out on track. Can she get ahead of her teammate? Porter leaving pit lane. Pretty clearly ahead. And Kamaya in second. Maya in second place, behind Maria D'Amata by over a second. Two drivers that have never won in the Champ Car World Series. 84 drivers, we said this last week, have won already in the IndyCar World Championship since it started in 2000. Do one of these two drivers become number 85? That was a car coming down pit lane. I believe that was Wessel. It was Wessel. The gap is closing. But Kinoshita is helping Kamaya there. D'Amata's responding. Back to a second. D'Amata. It's been an up and down season for that 14 machine. A win would make this season automatically sweeter. But that gap just got cut in half. It will not be that straightforward or easy for Maria D'Amata. Kenosha leading Shinichi Kamaya to the front as they go around on the outside lane. That was close. They made it stick. Kenosha's led Kamaya to the promised land. Can Kamaya finish the job? With less than 20 laps to go. The chance of a caution at this point, pretty low. D'Amata. A series rookie, Kamaya, in his sophomore season. Both of them looking for a piece of glory here at Texas Motor Speedway. Kenosha backed out of it a little bit. Let Kamaya and D'Amata battle it out. Kamaya leads now. 13 laps to go. as they come up on Cameron Jackson to put him another lap down. They put him down pretty easily. This race has become one of adventure and curiosity. Two drivers trying to secure their future at the front of the field, and it's not even close. Tamada to the inside, 11 laps to go. And now it's so spread out, you need to build up momentum to make these passes happen. Tamada. Trying to lead and trying to win. Kamaya in pursuit. He's a guaranteed entry. Tamada's not. Nine laps to go. Kamaya looks to the inside. Tamada goes high. Tamada stays in the race lead. Lap traffic ahead. I believe that is Wessel ahead. That is Kurachenko ahead, excuse me. Kurachenko, the 84. I'm about to go another lap down in this situation. There'll be 3 laps down for Kurachenko. Tamada commits high. And it's the right call to make. Maybe. Because Kamaya committed high too. And it will work. But Tamada just got clear and got a little bit of breathing space. Coming from Wessel now. Tamada tried to do the same thing there, and it was a lot more difficult. But now, Kamaya's pinned. Both of them tried picking different lanes. They picked the same lane last time, and it worked out pretty well. And now Kamaya's safe. Or, sorry, Tamada's safe. Kamaya's in trouble as Tamada breaks away. And this is Kamaya, I think, being very overly careful here. Did not have to wait that one to get around Wessel, and did. Tamada was very quick and aggressive in making that pass happen, and now with coming to 4 laps to go, this may be it. Unless they can somehow surge to get a 1.5 seconds back. Is this coordination between the Honda teams? I feel like it's not, because Kenosha did not get a clean run through that corner to get ahead of Kamaya. I believe this may be it. I believe Kamaya is done. Coming to 3 laps to go. And Kamaya did not gain. Would have to gain a lot of time. Essentially half a second a lap to have a chance, and this is not going to be it. David Wessel slowed down Kamaya too much there. 2 to go at the line. The gap is so it's close. I think it's going to be just a little bit too far away for Kamaya. Although Tamada's got lap traffic to deal with in Asada Quito. This could be a lap traffic management to the final lap. D'Amata commits to the outside lane, gets checked up a little bit, will move to the inside. White flag is in the air, 1 lap to go at Texas. Nowhere near enough the gap shaved off there by Kamaya to make any inroads happen. Chevrolet will continue to win at Texas. 3 and 4 for the final time. It'll be a first career victory and an 85th winner. Maria D'Amata wins at Texas. Shinichi Kamaya, second place. Not a bad effort there. Esther Hofson rounds out the podium ahead of both of the Red Bull Highlight Racing cars. Artyom Kozlov going to be disappointed with a 6th place finish there. The defending world champion 7th. Evangeline Porter in 8th. And it's a rookie that wins this race. Maria D'Amata, the 85th race winner in the IndyCar World Championship. After 4 races, we've had 3 different winners. Maria D'Amata wins over Shinichi Kamaya, Esther Hofson, Nicole Lechty, Simona Leroux, Artyom Kozlov, Kenny Kinoshita, Evangeline Porter, Natalia Kurachenko, and Thomas Rogers in the top 10. 11th place, Cameron Jackson. 12th place, David Wessel. 13th place, Asada Kito. And then a lot of retirements. 17 of them in this race. Elise Alexander, Mia Vitsut, Alicia Kovalkiewicz, Anastasius von Sonen, Sakura Ishibashi, Andrew Draco, Bianca Lucero, Keisha Fox, Wyatt Jones, 22nd. 23rd, Rachel Wojcik, 24th, Valerie Fang, 25th, Zoe Sharp, 26th, BK Glover, 27th, Matthias Michelin, then Astrid Crane, Marcus Petrovich, and Natalia Vulicevic round out this 30-car field. In a week's time, we head to Nashville under the lights. We return to the first time in 7 years to Nashville Super Speedway. We hope to see you all there under the lights in Tennessee. On behalf of everyone here for ABN, our coverage of the AT&T Champ Car World Series, we say so long from Texas. Stay safe and stay healthy. We'll see you at Nashville.